Welcome to your U.S. market brief. All the key stock news, none of the noise. Like and subscribe to support us and stay informed. Here are the brief highlights of today's top stories. Trump calls India-U.S. trade relationship a totally one-sided disaster after Modi visits China. Trump's immigration policy threatens key sectors of California's economy, long reliant on immigrant workers. Trump tells drugmakers to justify the success of COVID meds after FDA limits vaccine approval. Behind the smiles with Putin, Modi and Xi at China summit. Trump keeps threatening to punish Putin. Here's what's holding him back. SCO Summit 2025, key takeaways from Beijing's push to reshape global order. Last orders at the bar? British pubs face closures as cost pressures rise. Plane carrying EU leader hit with suspected Russian GPS interference. Here's how the US Open's signature Honey Deuce cocktail price stacks up against inflation. Pickleball is just getting started in China. US-run, Gaza Riviera post-war redevelopment plan sees voluntary relocation of millions. An Iowa nuclear plant is the next contender to restart, spurred by AI data center demand. Wegovy trial result gives boost to Novo Nordisk amid US market woes. Here are the two big things we're watching in the stock market in this week. China's Xi urges AI cooperation, rejects Cold War mentality at SCO Summit. Now, let's dive deeper into the details. President Trump criticized the United States' trade relationship with India.
He called it a one-sided disaster after Prime Minister Modi visited China.
Trump stated on Truth Social that India offered zero tariffs.
He said it was too late and should have happened years ago.
The United States recently imposed a 50% tariff on India.
This includes a 25% tariff for buying Russian oil.
India called these tariffs unfair, unjustified, and unreasonable.
Trump reiterated that India buys oil and arms from Russia.
California relies heavily on immigrant workers, particularly in agriculture and construction.
The Trump administration's increased immigration enforcement threatens these key sectors of California's economy.
New research suggests billions of dollars could be lost if California loses its immigrant workforce.
1/5 of California's 10.6 million immigrants are undocumented.
Mass deportations, combined with stricter border policies, could cost California as much as $278 billion in gross domestic product.
Immigrant workers are vital to California's economy due to declining birth rates and an aging population.
Agriculture, a $49 billion industry, has the highest concentration of immigrant workers in California.
63% of agricultural workers are immigrants, and 24% are undocumented.
Former President Donald Trump questioned pharmaceutical companies about the effectiveness of their COVID-19 drugs.
This follows the Food and Drug Administration limiting who can receive the latest COVID-19 vaccines.
Mr. Trump posted on Truth Social, urging drug companies to justify the success of their COVID-19 drugs.
He stated many believe the drugs saved millions of lives, while others disagree.
The Food and Drug Administration approved the new round of vaccines only for those at higher risk of severe illness.
Mr. Trump also mentioned recently firing Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director Susan Menares.
He demanded answers regarding information he claims to have seen from Pfizer and other companies.
He questioned why these companies have not shared those results with the public.
A photograph of Chinese President Xi Jinping, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Russian President Vladimir Putin laughing together in Tianjin has gone viral.
Analysts say the image reflects complex rivalries and shifting power dynamics between the three leaders.
Gautam Bambawale, India's former ambassador to China, noted that the relationship between India and China will take time to repair.
The border dispute between India and China remains unresolved.
China's close partnership with Pakistan further complicates the relationship.
The Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit provided the backdrop for the photograph.
However, the organization's growing size does not necessarily equate to increased relevance in global conflicts.
The summit's timing coincides with former United States President Donald Trump's tariffs, allowing China to showcase its diplomacy.
President Trump has threatened to punish Russia if it does not agree to peace talks with Ukraine.
Despite Russia showing no signs of agreeing to talks and increasing attacks on Ukraine, President Trump has not yet imposed further sanctions.
Analysts warn that delaying these sanctions weakens both President Trump and the United States' position.
Chris Weaver, CEO of Macro Advisory, stated further sanctions targeting Russian oil trade could significantly pressure Russia's already strained budget.
Weaver suggests two reasons for President Trump's hesitation: his desire to be a peace broker, and concern over pushing Russia closer to China.
President Trump believes he can broker a peace deal, potentially influencing the upcoming Nobel Peace Prize announcement.
There are also concerns that isolating Russia completely would force it into a stronger alliance with China.
This alliance could ultimately strengthen China's global position.
The Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit concluded in Tianjin, China, signaling closer ties among members amid global trade tensions.
Over 20 non-Western leaders attended the two-day event, highlighting Beijing's ambition for a new global order.
Chinese President Xi Jinping criticized Cold War mentality and bullying, calling for a more balanced international framework.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Xi Jinping held their first meeting in China in 7 years, pledging cooperation and addressing border disputes.
This rapprochement comes as both nations face pressure from United States tariffs.
Xi, Modi, and Russian President Vladimir Putin were seen together at the summit, symbolizing China as an alternative partner to the United States.
The summit also emphasized artificial intelligence cooperation, with members reaffirming commitments to its development and use.
They pledged to cooperate on reducing risks and improving the security and accountability of artificial intelligence.
British pubs are facing a wave of closures due to rising costs.
One pub is estimated to close every day in 2025 across Great Britain.
The British Beer and Pub Association predicts 378 pub closures this year, resulting in over 5,600 job losses.
Rising costs, including increased minimum wage, national insurance contributions, and business rates, are impacting the industry.
The hospitality sector has already lost around 89,000 jobs since the autumn budget.
Pub managers are struggling to cope with increased expenses.
Higher costs are being passed on to consumers, with the average pint of beer now exceeding £5.
Pub closures will have significant knock-on effects for the United Kingdom economy and its supply chain.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen experienced suspected Russian GPS interference while flying to Bulgaria on Sunday.
The European Union confirmed GPS jamming occurred, but the plane landed safely.
Bulgarian authorities suspect Russia was behind the interference.
A European Commission spokesperson acknowledged Russia's hostile behavior.
This incident reinforces the commitment to increase European defense capabilities and support Ukraine.
The spokesperson emphasized the need to invest in European defense and security.
Von der Leyen was traveling on a European Commission chartered plane.
Russia denies involvement in the incident.
The Honey Deuce is the United States Open's most famous cocktail.
While inflation rates have cooled recently, United States Open attendees may still feel the effects while enjoying the iconic beverage.
The Honey Deuce has an eye-popping price of $23.
While the price is the same as last year, it has increased 6 times since 2012, outpacing inflation over the past decade.
The vodka-based drink has become synonymous with the New York City event.
It is garnished with honeydew melon resembling tennis balls and served in a souvenir glass.
Despite the high cost, the United States Open sold over 550,000 cocktails last year, generating almost $13 million in revenue.
Honey Deuce fans are paying around 53% more than in 2015 when the drink cost $15.
Pickleball is gaining popularity in China, although it is still in its early stages.
Online sales of pickleball equipment have increased significantly, reaching an average of $1.2 million monthly as of July.
This represents a more than 6-fold increase compared to the same period last year.
This growth reflects a broader trend towards more active lifestyles and recreational sports in China.
Social media influencers and the resurgence of tennis have contributed to pickleball's rising popularity.
Interest in racket sports, including tennis and pickleball, began growing in 2023 and accelerated in 2024.
This momentum continues to be strong in 2025.
Not only are more people playing these sports, but viewership of professional games is also increasing.
A post-war redevelopment plan for Gaza, dubbed the Gaza Riviera, proposes relocating its 2 million residents.
This plan, detailed in a leaked document, aims to create artificial intelligence-powered smart cities and a manufacturing hub.
The Washington Post first reported on this document, which suggests voluntary relocation in exchange for digital tokens.
Residents would either move to other countries or temporary housing within Gaza during reconstruction.
The plan, developed by individuals involved with the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, envisions United States trusteeship over Gaza for about 10 years.
This trusteeship would continue until a reformed Palestinian government is established.
The plan, called the Great Trust, aims to transform war-torn Gaza into a tourist destination and technology center.
It also projects a significant increase in Gaza's value and improvement in quality of life.
The Duane Arnold nuclear plant in Iowa plans to restart operations by the end of the decade.
The plant previously shut down in 2020 for economic reasons.
This is the third United States reactor potentially coming back online due to growing electricity demand.
The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission recently approved NextEra Energy, the plant owner, to reconnect to the grid.
NextEra aims for operations to restart by late 2028.
NextEra is seeking a power purchase agreement to support the restart, driven by tech companies needing power for data centers.
The Duane Arnold plant would add over 600 megawatts of electricity to the grid.
This is enough power for more than 400,000 homes.
New trial data suggests Novo Nordisk's weight loss drug Wegovy may reduce heart condition risks better than rival treatments.
This is good news for the Danish company as it faces challenges in the United States market.
Novo Nordisk announced that Wegovy, its weight management drug, led to a greater reduction in heart attack, stroke, or death risk compared to tirzepatide.
Tirzepatide is the active ingredient in Eli Lilly's weight loss drugs.
This real-world study showed a 57% greater reduction in risk for Wegovy users.
However, the number of patients experiencing these events was very low in both groups.
Novo Nordisk believes the heart protective benefits are specific to Wegovy's active ingredient, semaglutide.
The company says these benefits cannot be extended to other similar treatments.
The United States jobs market and artificial intelligence-related earnings reports will be key areas of focus this week.
Several labor market reports will be released, providing insights into the potential for a Federal Reserve rate cut in September.
Economists predict 75,000 jobs were added in August, with the unemployment rate rising to 4.3%.
Salesforce and Broadcom, two key players in the artificial intelligence space, will release their earnings reports this week.
Salesforce's performance will be closely watched, particularly the growth of its artificial intelligence products, Data Cloud and Agentforce.
Broadcom's earnings will offer further insights into the artificial intelligence chip market, following NVIDIA's recent report.
Investors will be looking for updates on Broadcom's custom chip clients and the overall market opportunity.
The broader chip market and software business performance will also be key factors in Broadcom's earnings.
Chinese President Xi Jinping urged Shanghai Cooperation Organization members to increase artificial intelligence cooperation.
He rejected what he called a Cold War mentality at the organization's largest summit ever.
The summit took place in Tianjin, China, and included over 20 foreign leaders.
Among the attendees were Russian President Vladimir Putin and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
China seeks to present itself as a global peacemaker amid ongoing tensions.
These tensions include trade issues with the United States, the war in Ukraine, and the Israel-Hamas conflict.
President Xi said China has invested $84 billion in other SCO countries.
He also pledged support for 10,000 students to join Beijing's Lubin vocational program.
That's a wrap on this episode of U.S. Market Brief. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next time with more stock market updates, earnings highlights, and insights from Wall Street.